Welcome back to the Double Top Darts YouTube channel. I'm here at Target HQ and in front of me I have the biggest launch ever in darts. If you can't tell already, Target have collaborated with Star Wars to bring out an exclusive range of brand new and innovative barrels. As with any big Target launch, you've got things down from accessories to the mid-range darts, premium darts, and then you've got these two big ticket limited edition darts. Trust me, you do not want to miss these, so make sure you stay until the end. They have also brought out a special edition tour dartboard and surround, of course Star Wars themed, which I will show you later on in the video as well. Now, I'm very lucky to have been given early access to these products, so big thank you again to Target for their continued support and for also allowing me the time to come down here, get hands on with these products and show you what they're all about. Right, let's not waste any more time then, shall we? Let's dive straight in. Now, you can see all of the products in front of you. We're gonna start on this side. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. If this isn't worth a subscribe and a like on this video, I don't know what is. Still a big percentage of you not subscribed who are viewing and clearly enjoying the content, so make sure you hit that button before we move on to the next part of the video. Thank you. Okay, first of all then, we have the Star Wars Edition K-Flex. They come in 3 different designs here, as you can see, and I'm sure there'll be one that fits with the setup of your darts. First of all here, we have the Darth Maul K-Flex, obviously in that lovely Star Wars and Target box. Red colour with the Darth Maul icon printed onto it. I imagine these would go absolutely fantastic with a Nathan Aspinall dart, should you choose to do it. Now the ones in my hand now are number 6 intermediate shape. Of course, with all K-Flex, they come in number 2 and number 6 in short, intermediate and medium to fit how you like to play. Next up, we have the Stormtrooper design. It is a solid white color with obviously the black Stormtrooper branding all over it. Again, Star Wars and Target box there with the stars and the white and gray coloring. It's absolutely brilliant stuff. One of the most easily recognizable characters from any movie franchise ever. Again, available in number 2, number 6, short, intermediate and medium. And last but not least, we have the R2-D2 K-Flex. Now these are the same color as the Stormtrooper ones. They are solid white, obviously with the R2-D2 branding on them. So a bit of blue, bit of red on there. R2-D2 K-Flex. The RRP for these are $19.99, and although they're not limited edition, I'm sure they're going to sell out very, very quickly upon release. So if you're seeing this very early on after the release, make sure you're quick in getting one if you like the look of any of those. And obviously the BOA cases only released about a month and a half ago in the September launch from Target. And the reception to them has gone down really well actually. These allowing you to have the space, 2 sets of darts with a set of molded flights in, as well as all your spare Swiss points and stems. So again, we have the Darth Maul colorway. It's a sort of matte scaly finish with red, black and a little bit of gold for his horns there. Lovely stuff. And here is the Stormtrooper one. Now this one's my favorite because I think immediately, if you just wanted this as a design, I think immediately you don't think, oh, that's a Stormtrooper. It's just a pretty funky design all round. But there we go, the white, silver and the black colors on there. And I think that one just looks absolutely fantastic. And last up again, we have the R2-D2 one. Now, the way I'm seeing this is if you're buying one of these, you've got to buy the other. They've got to come as a pair, right? Now these BOA wallets are going to be priced at $39.99, so just under £40 for one of these. The reviews from the initial BOA case release have been really, really positive, as I said earlier. Even the pros are loving them. I spoke a little bit with Chris Doby when we were over in Hungary, and he took one straight away from the launch and he said he's been loving it. Because although he doesn't use an all-in-one system, he doesn't use K-Flex when he's playing on the stage, he likes it because it keeps his flights and stems completely untouched whilst they're in his case. And because it's a little bit harder on the outside, there's no chance it's gonna be squashed or anything inside your bag and affect your darts. So when Target say, oh, if you wanna play like the pro or use the same products as the pros, they are genuinely using these products. So that concludes the accessories, and now we move on to the tungsten, which I'm sure is what you guys have all been waiting to see. Anyway, into the tungsten then, here we go. First 2 darts of this video, we have the X-Wing dart and the TIE Fighter dart. Obviously opposing sides in the films, which side are you going to pick for the darts? Let's see. Let's start with the dark side. We'll dive right in and go with the TIE Fighter barrels. So the box itself is similar to many of Target's other darts. So you get that flap at the top, you pull them out, and there are your fully assembled darts. Now, one thing you will notice about these is they come pre-packed with a premium Swiss point tool. So you've got a Star Wars premium Swiss point tool in there, as opposed to the regular plastic one that you'd find in the normal Target darts. So these are made from 90% tungsten. They are 23 grams, 24 grams, or 25 grams is what they're available in. We have here in front of us the 23 grams, so you get an idea of the thickness of a 23 gram barrel. So obviously that's quite a popular weight. The barrel length is 48 millimeters for the 23 gram and 24 gram, and 49 millimeters for the 25s. Because as you'll see as we go on later, these darts are meant to be thrown. These ones are not necessarily designed to be thrown, but these ones definitely are. So we'll talk you through the usability of these. So the grip itself, you've got radial grooves and obviously that specialist milling in the middle there with the TIE Fighter design milled into the middle of the barrel, and that provides a lovely, lovely grip, which it doesn't look too grippy on the face of it, but once you get your hands on these, there is a surprising amount of grip in that middle section. Obviously backed up with the aggressive grip at the back with a little bit on the front for those of you that hold right on the nose. And as you can see at the front of the barrel there, you have the Swiss Storm Onyx point. Now you don't see this point a lot straight out of the box, but it's nice that they've been added to this dart because I think they go really, really well. They are 30 millimeters as opposed to the regular 26 that are straight out of the Target boxes normally. You've got a black Star Wars X Target Pro Grip stem in short, and the flight is obviously the TIE Fighter in a number 6 shape. We will jump on the board with all of these later on, just to show you what they look like when they go in. Now these darts are going to be retailing at $99.99. So the same price as the X-Wing darts, which we'll get into in a minute. So it's definitely your choice on which side you decide to pick on. But that is it up close, and we'll put that back in the box and move on to the X-Wing. Alrighty then, first up we have the TIE Fighters. Tiny little ton there, don't mind that. Another ton, don't mind that. A very, very, very nice dart. Right, let's move on to the X-Wing now. So obviously we've done the dark side, we're now on the good side. Obviously coming in this lighter packaging, white, orange colours. Now this barrel is a little different for a number of reasons. This dart was, the TIE Fighter one was more torpedo shaped. This one has a longer taper on the nose. So it's bordering somewhere around the torpedo and the bomb shape. It's a little bit longer than a traditional bomb, but once I get out of the box, you'll see what I mean. So without further ado, let's get that opened up then. There they are, nice and up close. So straight out of the box again with the premium Swiss point tool. And as you take it out of the initial foam packaging, as I said earlier, you've got that very, very long taper on the nose. You've got a bit of a dip in the middle, bordering on a scallop there, but it's not quite deep enough to be classed as a scallop, I don't think. And then obviously a bit more at the back. Now all across this dart, you have the X-Wing design, and it's very, very clear to see the detail on these that Target have gone into. I'll run you through some of the dimensions now. 22 gram, 23 gram, and 26 gram available. In my hand now, I have the 26 grams. The barrel length is 52 millimeters for all three. So definitely a more slender barrel. The grip on these is like nothing I've felt before. The grip in the middle is similar to some early Phil Taylor or some early Barney darts, but the rest of the grip is designed more for the looks, I think, but also factoring in the usability of these darts. Now the point on these is the Swiss GRD 30 millimeters in silver. Obviously a bit of grip on there, so if you do hold the point, then that's going to be a big bonus for you. You've got the Star Wars X Target Pro Grips in grey and short, straight out of the box, and you also have the X-Wing Flights in number 6 shape. And again, as I said earlier, these are going to be $99.99, so the same price as the TIE Fighter, meaning you can pick which side you want to be on. Right, okay, now we are on to the X-Wings. We're going to give them a quick chuck and see how they fly. I'm not expecting too much from these because they're not my normal shaped barrel, should we say. Not really sure where I'm going to put my fingers compared to my normal grip, but we'll give them a chug. And one lucky comment will be winning whichever set they comment down below. So are you team X-Wing or are you team TIE Fighter? Let us know down below. So now we're really starting to ramp up in terms of the premium feel of the dart. And we're going to move on now to these gorgeous, gorgeous looking barrels. These are the Star Wars Darth Vader 95% tungsten darts. You'll recognize the shape of the box. This isn't something we haven't seen before, but obviously you've got such attention to detail in the branding. I'll just show you the back there as well. We have seen this box design before with the 975s, with the chronos, etc., but they're not Star Wars. So let's go ahead and get this open. Obviously you've got the magnetic tab on the front there. Opens up similar to what we've seen before, as I've said, but these barrels are one of a kind. Now, opening it up, you are greeted with 3 barrels, the Darth Vader 95% tungsten darts. Now, if you look very, very closely at the middle of this dart, you will notice that the cuts in the middle of it are Darth Vader's helmet shaped, and the intricacy in those cuts, even down to the lines where his mouth is, are so detailed, and that's what you get with a 95% tungsten dart. You obviously got the similar sort of cuts at the front and the back to cater to people that want to throw these, and then the middle is more for the design aspect of things. That is definitely a throwable dart, even with that specialist grip in the middle, should we say. So these will be coming in 22, 24 and 26 grams. Obviously, like I said, they are 95% tungsten, so a very, very premium dart. All 3 barrels are 52 millimeters long, so quite a long barrel, straight with a tapered nose on there. So I imagine a few people will be buying these with the intention to throw them, which is absolutely fine. That's what darts are for. But at the higher price point, some people may use these as a display dart. But if you are on that side of wanting to throw these, they are very, very usable. So in the barrel, it comes with 30 millimeter Swiss storm points in black color. They obviously have that matte finish, so there's no need to rough up your points. They will stick in the board very nicely. And on the top here, you have the Darth Vader Special Edition K-Flex in black, number 6. And that's what comes on the barrel. Let's dive back into the box now, because in this case, again, just limited to this box, not limited edition, but you can only get this Tacoma wallet inside this dart. There is some red K-Flex. These ones are number 2 shaped, again with the Darth Vader branding on. So that is a lovely, lovely touch. And also inside the box, you have some spare Swiss points and of course your premium Star Wars Swiss point key. All right, and lastly, we have the Darth Vader 95%. Let's give these a chuck, see how these fly. Bad, not bad. I'm not mad. All right, let's turn our attention over here, shall we? Now, as you can already see, there is something to address. There is this Star Wars X-Target Surround Millennium Falcon design. Now you're probably thinking, well, earlier you said there was a Star Wars branded tour board. That is not up here, it is down there, and let me show you it now. There we go. How good does that look? Now I have been asked not to throw at this board, and that's totally understandable, but you can imagine once this is up, that is gonna look fantastic next to the surround. Now as you can see around the edges here, you have that same motion blur on the stars in space as it does on the surround. So once you put that up, you can line them up, and that will create such a fantastic looking board and surround setup. Now of course, if you've got a man cave and you're a big Star Wars fan, this is a no-brainer. The grey colouring around the board is not going to distract you from anything. And obviously it contrasts great with the vibrant red and the green of the actual dartboard itself. And I just think it's great that once they're put together, it actually looks like you're looking into the Star Wars film and you're going through space itself. And then obviously you get to play a game of darts afterwards. What's not to like? So these two things come as a bundle. You can't buy them separately. and that is going to be priced at £149.95, which for a board and surround with the Star Wars branding and obviously the design itself as well, pretty good value, I would say. We know how good the tour is already. That doesn't need to be sold to anyone. It sells itself. One of the best boards on the market, if not the best, and obviously now it's been given the Star Wars treatment. It looks brilliant as well. And now it's time to move on to the big boys. I think we should clear the desk for this. All right, let's dive straight into this then, shall we? In front of me, I have the Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight Limited Edition Dart. That is a sentence I never thought I would be saying. As you can see by the size of this box, this is about as premium as a dart will ever get, I think. 24 gram steel tip. You can see the barrel design on the front there. Green and silver colorways, and on the back, it says, "I am a Jedi like my father before me." Obviously a famous quote from the film itself. And the box opens up just like that. Inside, you get the Luke Skywalker branding and colors. 95% tungsten, as you'd expect with a premium dart, right? Now, as you open up the box, you are greeted with this metal coated plate with more Luke Skywalker and Star Wars branding on it. Where do we even begin with this? I don't know. Let's start over this side. So this is what I've been told is the stand for your new darts, obviously with the green there for the Luke Skywalker. So that can sit there for later on when we're going to display them. You have the premium Swiss point key, as you would expect. This is a 2BA converter key from soft tip to steel tip, and that might give you a hint at what the big difference is. Inside you have spare points, some storm points there, if that's your preference, and also these converter points. So you get all three inside the box, as well as the ones that come in your barrels itself. What are we waiting for? Let's dive straight into these. These are the Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight Limited Edition. Now, overall, there is only going to be 2,000 of these worldwide. And if you know anything about Star Wars collections, that is not a lot. So these are going to be considered super, super premium, and eventually they'll become very, very rare. So straight off the bat, I'm going to explain the concept of this dart to you. You've got the green K-Flex to represent Luke Skywalker's lightsaber color. Now the barrel, as you can tell, it's got some milling on there that maybe you'd expect to see on a regular dart, but in general, this has not been designed to be thrown. This is a display dart and just targets showing off their incredible design work. Now, the really, really fun part about this, and I will show you close up, is the front of this barrel actually screws off. So not just the Swiss point, the front of it, the actual nose itself will screw off. So that will come out. And if you put that to the side, look what you now have. Your own mini lightsaber. How cool is that? And if you wanted to display them just like this, you can, because I mean, that's enough. And if you had a little light underneath, that's going to be looking super, super nice as a little mini replica of a lightsaber. And then like with any Swiss point, you can screw it out to the ones you'd like to use when you throw these at the board, as if anyone's going to be doing that. Well, I say that, I might be in a minute, so just keep an eye out for that. So obviously you get all three barrels in there, and these will be retailing at $599.99. Especially, like I said, they're limited to 2,000 per dart. It's going to become super, super rare. And obviously this is first edition, and the first edition of any collectible range is always the most sought after, and your opportunity to get these is today, if they're not already gone, that is. All right, and now we are on to the Luke Skywalker 600-pound limited edition darts. Let's get these thrown as well. Well, I wish I could group these, but I can't, so I don't really know what to do for me, because I really want to throw that treble again. Oh well. Those ones are definitely more throwable. Not that you should be, because they're so premium. These shouldn't be thrown at a board. I'm only doing it because this is like a test set and I've been okay to. But that first dart is painful because I really, really wanted to try and follow that. Darth Vader. One of, if not the most recognizable villains in film history. Super iconic look, super iconic noises that he makes. I'm not going to attempt to recreate it because it will sound like I'm having some sort of panic attack. Obviously famous for the red color of his lightsaber, and again, that's what Target have based this dart off. Same box design as the Luke Skywalker ones, but instead of green, you've got red, silver, and obviously same size box, same shape, everything like that. Now, here's the front of the box, and on the back, it says, "You underestimate the power of the dark side." So inside, 95%, you've got the Darth Vader branding inside. Fantastic. You've got the number in the top right of this plate again. So more Darth Vader designs there. I guess the question with these is, are you going to just buy one and pick a side, or are you going to complete the set and try and get both? Again, providing that they haven't sold out by the time you see this, or by the time you're made aware that these are even a thing, because I guarantee they're going to go very, very quickly. Now I've got this box the opposite way around to the Luke Skywalker one. So the stand, of course, is here. I'll break that out and put it on this side. The only difference is the red color and obviously Darth Vader instead of Luke Skywalker. You get the idea. So same points in here. Black this time instead of the silver color. Premium Swiss point key, the converter key, keychain, and then the darts themselves. Same sort of gist as the Luke Skywalker ones. The barrel is made to be like his lightsaber in the films. You've got the red Darth Vader K-Flex on there, obviously exclusive to these sets. Same with the Luke Skywalker. Now the reason I prefer these is because when you take this off, again you have the sort of play-by-play lightsaber look with a flat bottom, and then you've got the colour on top. You can almost imagine two people waving these around, trying to fight each other with them. You get the idea. But the reason I like this one so much is because as I show you these up close, as you twist out the K-Flex, the top of the barrel has been half cut at an angle so that when the K-Flex is fully screwed in, it just looks fantastic. Now where they got the idea for this, I don't know, but it's a huge, huge credit to the designers because they have done another amazing job with such an iconic movie in itself, but also the iconic looks of each character. They've managed to nail it completely. And again, they will be $599.99 for a bit of collector's history. There they are in the stand up close, obviously with the Luke Skywalker green in the middle. That is fantastic. We have the Darth Vader limited edition set, and I'm gonna give these a chuck. I've been instructed to not group them together, but if you've ever seen me throw, that's not under my control. They just sort of go where they like. But I'm going to try and throw them separately to each other just to show you what they look like in the board, because I highly doubt you're going to see these chucked at a board. Most of these are going to be kept away in a box in a loft for years to come, or displayed, but I don't think many people are going to pick these up to take down the pub. I've got to say, they do not throw well as a dart, which they're not supposed to, so it doesn't matter, but there is nowhere that feels comfortable to put your finger, at least for how I throw. If you're a front gripper, I guess that would probably work. So that just about rounds things off then. Thank you very much for watching this video. Once again, I do appreciate everyone that tunes in, and if you haven't already, remember to subscribe and let me know in the comments which one you prefer out of the TIE Fighter and the X-Wing darts for a chance to win a set yourself. Another huge thank you to Target for allowing me to come down for some early access to these darts and to get to film and show you guys these up close and personal. Whether it's the TIE Fighter, X-Wing, or one of the more premium limited edition boxes, if you're thinking of buying anything, again, let us know. And if you want to buy it from us, the link will be in the description. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and may the Force be with you.